I showered.
Oh, that's good. That's more than I did. I had a sponge bath this morning. Thanks, Mark.
That's going.
Put on a.
That's our opening right there.
Put on a second layer of deodorant and we're set to go. Wash all the important bits.
And Kerri's wearing a Christmas shirt today. You can't see it. You can't see it. It says, "You serious, Clark?"
One of the best Christmas movies.
Yeah, so funny. We haven't watched it yet this year. Have you
No.
guys watched it?
No, I haven't done White Christmas. God, I love the dancing in White Christmas.
Yeah, right?
And It's a Wonderful Life, but we always watch that on Christmas Eve.
We're saving Elf for Christmas Eve this year.
Oh.
That was Nicholas's request.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, I'll have that watched 12 times before Christmas.
I know. He wanted to save it for a special night, so that was it.
Yeah.
And Sarah's still in the middle of exams and projects
can't
and
enjoy
stuff.
anything right now.
She is enjoying nothing at the
No.
moment. And she keeps saying, we keep asking her if she wants to do these stuff. And she says, I can't do anything until the 14th.
That's right.
She's kind of crappy at the moment.
Well, sure. And I don't blame her.
Anyways, yeah, she's been working very hard. So, oh, we should introduce ourselves.
Yes. Hi.
Hello.
I'm Kerri.
And I'm Caroline. I'm the owner of Evertote, and Kerri is...
Yeah, the dyer. Yeah, I dye the floss and all the linen. I dye the floss.
For Roxy Floss. Okay, cut.
Awkward as fuck. Yes, I am Kerri. I dye the linen and the floss for Leo and Roxy Floss or Roxy Floss Co. Okay, starting January 1st, it's just going to be Roxy Floss Co.
January 1st. Okay.
That's the magic date.
That's the magic date?
Yeah.
Even though you will still be getting floss cards that say Leo and Roxy until we run through our stock.
Artwork is done. I just have to print out a trial card just to make sure the holes are in the right place, everything, and it's off to the printers.
Your logo is adorable.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Roxy is Kerri's bird.
Yes.
And
she's a green cheek conure.
She's a green cheek she's beautiful. Kerri brought
Roxanne Elizabeth is actually her full name.
That's her full name.
Roxanne Elizabeth.
Roxanne Elizabeth came to the workshop 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We actually have some video. I'll put the video clip in just a minute so you can meet Roxy. You can.
The artist is Greg Olson. I'm using kit fabric.
You can meet Roxy. She was here taking a bath at the workshop.
Yeah.
But Luna tried to eat Roxy.
Luna's not bird safe.
No, she's not bird safe. And there could be potential accidents. So you're welcome to bring your birds again. It's just we have to keep them separated. So Luna stays upstairs with the door shut and everything like that.
And Luna kind of loses it for a while. She knows that
she lost her mind.
Yeah.
She doesn't listen. She's completely prey driven.
And Roxy's she's got an attitude. She is a sassy bird and she will put the run on anything. Like she's the boss of the cats. She's the boss of the other birds. She will go after anything and teach the animal a lesson. Even she knows. She's like, this dog is not safe for me. And she was
trying to get higher.
Yeah.
So I went downstairs and visited for a little bit. And she went right on my shoulder. I wish I had a video clip of that. So she nestled right in backwards.
Loves Caroline's hair.
Into my hair, and she started to go to sleep. It was the cutest.
Yeah, and then Caroline had to go and work and was going up the stairs and Roxy's flock calling her. She's screeching, come back. Yeah.
It was so sweet.
Yeah, yeah, she's a good girl. She will come back.
Nice.
Yeah. But I have to say, every time I come into the building, Luna is all over me. She's like, do you have a bird? Do you have a bird?
Yeah, because of course she smells it.
Yeah, and then she comes down.
You have 2 cats, big cats.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's all the smells.
Kerri is a cornucopia of good smells for my dog.
Yeah.
I have a list. We have notes today so that we would stay on track and remember what to talk about. So the first thing we need to talk about that we need to mention is our open house here at the workshop. So that is coming up soon. Today is Thursday the 8th. December the 8th. I've got my task glasses on, so this I can't quite read, but you I can see. It's going to be Saturday, December the 10th, starting at 1 o'clock until 6 p.m. Parking is a little bit tricky. We have street parking until about 3:30 p.m. And then there's a Family Circle restaurant, which is just down on the corner. And there's lots of parking in that lot, but not until after 3:30 p.m.
Parking's not overly tricky. I think that's a you thing. Like, I think you feel bad about the parking, but it's just normal downtown city parking.
It
is what it is.
Yeah,
right?
and not like true downtown. We're just past the downtown core. There are side streets where there is parking. It's just, I don't know. You're used to people when you have that mentality of you go shopping and you pull into the parking lot and then you just go shopping. It's just, yeah, it is a me thing. But that's okay. I like to think of these things.
So I know that these meters, is it honk that they go by?
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
Like, I'm sure that I think
Honk?
these.
What's? I
Okay,
don't know
cut
what that is.
Cut it for a second. Cut it.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you start over again.
Okay, so yeah, I just ran out and checked. Where are my task glasses? I can't see you. I can't see anybody.
You can't see. The meters. So we're right on Wellington Street. 181 Wellington Street is our address here. There is street parking right outside the front of the building. There are meters.
So there is a sticker on them that they're supported by Honk mobile app. So it's an app that you download.
I have never heard of this.
Yeah, so there's a QR code. Is that what it's called? QR code. I think that probably gets you to download the app. And then you can put your vehicle information, your tag number.
Okay.
And then you can just pay. You can set up your credit card with Honk. Now,
can't you just put money in the meter?
Or you could just go old school and put money in the meter. But it's nice with the Honk because then, you're in some place and you get sidetracked and then you lose track of time.
Forget to go and pay for your parking.
So this will give you a little notification to say, hey, you're almost out of money. Now, I don't know if we are considered core. Are we considered, like south of Horton, are we considered core? Because there is a code that you can use, and it's CORE, C-O-R-E, and that gives you 2 hours free parking.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Worth a try. I'm not sure. I think we might be considered just south of the core, the downtown core.
Soho.
Yes. So we're in Soho, south of Horton Street.
And it's not as fancy as Manhattan.
It's not nearly as fancy. Yeah. So the workshop, we're gonna have, if you made it to the first one, we're going to have a lot of the same things that were here the first time. If you didn't manage to make it to I tried to have this one on a Saturday because the first one was on a Friday. So if you're working, and maybe you can come to this one instead. Ellen and my friend Gwyneth are going to be here. Gwyneth is coming down from Ottawa. Ellen, Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. She's releasing a new chart on Saturday, and Gwyneth actually stitched the model. So it's a beautiful chart. It's very, very sweet. It's quite a bit smaller than her first release. And yeah, so that's kind of exciting. We're gonna have some sales. We're gonna have some sales here the day of, here physically in the workshop, and then those sales will then translate over to the shop on Monday. The Avelia kits, the Avelia embroidery kits, the Canadian stitchery, the mini kits, the ornament kits, those are going to be on sale, as well as some of the floss colors, the older floss colors that aren't in conversions, that just not because there's anything wrong with them, but because people don't have them to put in a conversion or they can't tell what the color is. We'll have some of those older flosses on sale. We haven't actually decided which ones yet. Probably a few of the ones that are getting on in age with dye lot, so that, because now that Kerri is dyeing here, your recipes are, it's different water here, so the recipes are affected by that. So the dye lots, some of them are fairly different, some of them are the same, and we never know what we're gonna get.
No.
It's a fun, exciting adventure every day here at the Evertote workshop.
Not anxiety producing at all.
She'll come upstairs just the other day. Actually, I'll tell you that story later. So we'll circle back to that in a little bit, because we had a very, very happy accident, let me tell you. It was a good one.
Well, since I started dyeing, because
What?
on Saturday is December 10th. 2 years.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Wow. Yeah, it'll be our
No.
2-year anniversary of doing this
Aw.
on Saturday.
Aw. Aw. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Aw, that's really nice, actually.
Yeah. So in the 2
Ooh,
years.
Party at Evertote. Party at Roxy Floss Co.
There you go. So in the 2 years,
Yeah.
I've had 3 different water sources. So stick
Yeah.
that in your hat.
Yeah. There's a reason why Blank Slate has multiple layers of dye lot. Same recipe.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's actually, it's been kind of fun.
Well, maybe
Science
for you,
experiments.
but
Yeah. So, but you do produce some absolutely beautiful things. So,
Wow, thank you.
gorgeous. All right, so that tells you all about the open house. If
Yeah.
you've got any questions, and you're interested in coming and you want more details that I haven't given you, feel free to email us, caroline@evertote.ca or hannah@evertote.ca, and we'll see you Saturday. Okay,
Yeah.
so number 2, stitching. Let's get to some
Stitching.
stitching. We're going to start with Kerri because she's got a bunch of things to show you today.
yes, so Turkish Delight. My goal was to get a page finish every week, every 2 weeks, every episode to have
Every
a
2 weeks.
page finish for you.
Yeah.
That didn't quite happen. I got a pretty good chunk of it done, but I got sidetracked, and we'll get to that. Stay tuned for that story.
Little bit.
A little bit sidetracked. So here's where I am at.
Oh, look at it. It's beautiful.
The Frog Fairy came last night with that top row of alphabet. We had some FG problems. But I am loving it. And the more floss I get in, the more I love it.
Let me just angle it.
Okay.
Look at, then you can see the color on that green, and oh, it's so pretty.
So quite happy with that.
It's beautiful.
I'm liking it. So
Gorgeous.
that's that.
Well, I'm sorry you had to frog.
Well, you know,
You had to
It
frog the
happens.
F and G.
the F and G. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's really what's most interesting to me, and I'm gonna show in.
Okay.
I'm going to show my countdown stitching now. I'm gonna hop in here because I've been stitching the Advent calendar stitch along. I'm hosting it, so I am stitching it. Day, what day was it? 5? 4? 4
With
was
Grinch?
the Grinch.
Yeah.
Grinch. And it's that bright, bright, bright green. And
People were
I know
scared.
we had some people who were like, oh, I don't know about that green. I don't like that green. And because it's so bright, when you open up, you think, oh, that's not possibly going to work. But there's something really interesting that happens when you stitch it. It's not nearly as bright. It's bright, but it's not like punch you in the face bright.
Yeah.
And then you get all the colors around it, and it just sort of, it sings.
Yeah. It balances it all
sings, and it's so unexpected and pretty. And I think that is what happens with your Turkish Delight with the, is it Verd's the word?
Verd's the word. And Lady Marmalade, really.
Yeah,
That
but Lady,
gold.
yeah, there's
The bright gold is Lady Marmalade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that sort of acidy green that's Verd's the word, that color that's right in there, it's so beautiful and unexpected, and it's perfect. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's, you pick it up and it's like, yikes.
Yeah.
But it works.
And then you just add it in, and it's just beautiful. So I'm just going to show you my floss pack so far. This is up until day 8 because today is the 8th. I have opened the 8th package, but by the time this video is up, you will have all opened your 8th package as well. So here's my flosses so far.
How pretty.
Yeah, beautiful. There was a bellsnickel
Oh, yes.
issue. Wasn't an issue, it's just it was one of those things where, you know, if your eye saw brown, you saw
Yeah.
brown.
It does look more brown in here.
It looks a little bit more brown in
Yeah.
here.
So, as the dyer, behind Bell Snickle, I will address the elephant in the room.
Oh, okay. The
So-
Bell Snickle in the room.
Yeah. So I think Caroline did her daily Flossmas video upstairs in her office. Maybe I'll just get out of here. And she referred to this color as green. And it actually does read pretty green upstairs in the fluorescent light.
Yes.
I assure you that all of the hanks that went to Caroline for carding, they were all from the same dye lot.
Yep.
It is such a dark khaki, olivey green
Yeah.
that it's brown.
Well, and Hannah and I were discussing it again yesterday. We did discuss it in yesterday's Flossmas video, but what we asked for when we were putting the palette together, you know, certain groups were kind of missing, or it needed more of, you know, some color to balance out the whole collection. And all three of us were up there working on it together, and one would say, well, what about this, or what about this, or change this, or darken this. And so Bell Snickle was, we said, we need more browns.
Yeah.
We need a green brown and a red brown. And so it was Tannenbaum. We said, how about a brown Tannenbaum?
Yeah.
And that's how Bell Snickle came about. So, and you know what's really interesting, and I'm going to pop this photo in here actually, because I'm going to show Kerri right now, and then I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it. I was working last night on my piece underneath my light that I have at home. I use, if you're looking for a good task light that's like a floor model, got mine off Amazon. I'm assuming they still sell them. It's by a company called Verilux, Verilux. I love it. I have 3 of them. I've got one at the cottage because it's LED. It hardly takes any battery power. I can plug it into my solar system and I can use it until 1 in the morning, and it barely uses any battery power. It's amazing. Where's my camera thing? Right there it is. Okay. So I took this photo under my Verilux last night.
Oh yeah.
And look at how brown it looks.
It's brown, yeah.
It looks like not a hint of green.
Yeah. Well,
That lighting, brown.
yeah.
Lighting upstairs, green. Right?
Sure, yeah.
It's
just
a
the difference
chameleon. It's
between,
so cool.
An actual daylight bulb and then fluorescent.
Mhm.
So, and color theory, brown is not a color. Brown is made by mixing components. So if you mix enough colors, you're going to get brown. Whatever color component you have the most of, that's what it's going to read. So brown is just one of those colors.
Yeah. It's a green brown.
It's green brown.
Super dark green brown.
Yeah.
Brown.
So everybody rest easy. You have the right floss.
You have the right floss.
You have
I
the
know.
same floss as everybody.
I have to tell you, I felt really bad because I know we had people who they felt disappointed that they felt like they hadn't received the right floss.
Yeah.
Because I had said it was green. They weren't seeing it as green, so they thought they had the wrong floss, and they were worried they'd stitched all the wrong color.
Yeah.
And then I had people who had ripped it all out and were thinking, they were asking for DMC numbers to replace it with. And it was all because of my wording, of how I only worded it as a dark green, and I didn't use the word brown, and that's on me. So
And color is subjective. Everybody sees
I know.
color.
I still feel bad.
Well,
I still feel bad.
I wouldn't feel.
But
I wouldn't feel brown.
you wouldn't feel brown?
I wouldn't feel brown.
Oh, you wouldn't feel brown. Thanks.
Hey, I've got a little story. So friends of ours, our sausage friends.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like one of my husband's best friends, and his hobby that during the pandemic, he started making sausage.
Making sausages.
So
And
now-
because I know who they are, because they actually live up near us.
Yeah.
And like 2 years ago, and you said, oh yeah, we're going to visit our sausage friends. This is the exact conversation that we
anyway,
had.
so my sausage friend, he's also colorblind, and his wife Kim is she's got a very good, exquisite taste, and in their house, when she decorated their house, she bought a red velvet couch sectional.
Wow.
And the entire house was like a warm white, like a vanilla, with this red velvet sectional, and she painted an accent wall of red.
Nice.
It was really, really
Yeah.
nice. And I think one day I went over to their house and I said, oh God, Kim, I just love your red couch. And Craig said, our couch is red?
No, he did not.
Yeah, he didn't know their couch was red. She doesn't tell him anything.
Oh my God.
And he's colorblind. He thought it was a brown couch.
She didn't tell him.
No.
That's the best part of the story.
Yeah.
She didn't tell him the couch
Well,
was
you know,
red.
you're married. You stop communicating, really. She just does her thing. And
Our couch is red.
our couch is red. I thought it was brown. Oh no, that's what I meant. It is
Yeah,
brown.
it's brown. It's
Yeah.
brown. The walls over there's brown too.
Yeah. So
My sausage friends. Oh, that's so funny.
they're good sausage.
Well,
Anyways.
now I want to try. You should bring me some.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, yeah. He's rigged up like bar fridges so that
Oh,
they
that's cool.
cure. and-
He's hardcore.
He is,
sausage
oh yeah,
man.
he's I love him because he is OCD, and when he goes in,
Yeah, he's all in.
He's all in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What else have you got?
I have. Should we do this in a logical order? So we talked about Turkish delight. I'm gonna circle back and do
Okay.
FFOs.
Sure.
Okay. Luna, hi. All right. So
She says there's no bed in here for
I
me.
did show this.
Okay. It's gorgeous.
So
wow,
I
look
got
at that
this
framing.
framed. So this is Hands Across the Sea, Rose and the Giant Pear, and it is DMC on my Panettone.
Panettone linen.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
love it. Went with the art glass from this company, and I really like it.
Oh,
It
it's
almost looks like
beautiful.
there's no glass.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. It's the quality down from museum,
Mm.
so it blocks like 71% of the UV
beautiful.
rays.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Look at that. Gorgeous.
Love that. And then,
Mm.
I got this done.
Oh. Oh.
So this is one of Jacob's charts.
It's called A Token of Love.
Yeah, and it's available.
Well, I don't have
Oh,
the
you don't
I
have
don't
that
have the
one.
physical charts,
Okay.
so you can get the PDFs in Jacob's shop.
Yeah.
But the floss is Vixen
Yeah.
is the red, and Ochre is the caramelly color in there. Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, that's really lovely. I love your frame choices.
Thanks. I like how thick it is.
Yeah.
Because it was such a small
Oh,
piece.
it's
so
beautiful.
very happy with this company for framing.
Well, who was it?
Oh. It's just down the street.
Oh, that's okay.
Framing and art.
Framing and art.
I think they
They are
were-
literally right down the street from us on Horton Street.
Yeah, I think they were on Richmond Row.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally they're 2 blocks from us.
Did you lace it yourself?
No, they did everything.
They laced it?
Yeah. No, they didn't lace it. They used tape.
Okay.
She said that she was not confident with her lacing skills, but I am totally happy with how she did it.
Okay.
So she uses an acid-free archival tape,
Okay.
and that's how she tapes.
But she knew about lacing.
Yes.
So they've clearly done embroidery before.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they've been around for 30 years.
Okay. So let's show their card. So does that have any other information? No. Okay.
And it's Sherry.
So they're here in London, Ontario. And her name is Sherry.
And she's the owner's daughter. Well, I guess she's an owner.
This was Athena who did this one.
Yeah.
But so, I have to say I probably wouldn't go with tape. And that's a personal
Yeah.
choice. And see, I'm kind of a what's the word?
Purist?
No.
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 Not a
Like
purist.
I do some things one way and I do some things another way.
Okay.
Not the word isn't dichotomy, it's I can't think of it. Enigma. Like I will do some things because I don't care.
That's weird. It's got kaffir on it.
Oh, that is where did that come from? Like I will do things like I don't mind folding my floss in half if it's one long strand when it's DMC. When
Like loop start.
yeah,
Yeah.
like purists would say you need 2 strands that
Yeah.
are going the same way because of the way that the the way I've described this before is imagine a spinning wheel and you're spinning yarn,
Yeah.
right? There's a direction of the cotton. So if you've got one strand going this way and you've got one strand going this way, they're constantly rubbing against
Yeah.
each other, creating friction. So you're going to have a little bit more fuzzing and things like that. I don't care about that. Now, when it's variegated cotton, you do want to make sure that both strands are going the same way because it'll affect the color. But when it comes to framing, I wouldn't put anything with anything sticky on the inside. But then again, I've also said in the past that I don't care what my kids do with my stuff. So does it really matter?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but you know what? I figure the acid-free tape is on the back of the acid-free foam core, and it's just around the edges, so it's not going to, if it deteriorates the linen, it'll just be on like the salvage of the linen.
True. I guess here's my other thinking. When I first started having things framed, I went to a place in the mall. It was a framing place in the mall that is probably defunct now. And they taped it. Did they use acid free? I don't know. But that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That tape has now come undone.
Oh, okay.
And it's no longer stretched. Like you can tell in the front that it's come loose. Like you can tell it's not taut as taut as it was when it was first
it's
done.
like dried out masking tape.
Yeah.
It could very well be masking tape.
It could very well be masking tape. And so, and I spent a lot of money, like I think in the day, I think I spent $500 on those pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't cheap.
I know.
And now here we are 20 years later and they really need to be redone. And
is that business
oh, I don't know.
done or?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely, if they're still around, I would definitely bring it back to them and say, you need to redo this.
Yeah. That's too much effort. And frankly, at this point, I keep saying it, I need to learn how to lace. Neil has told me he will teach me how to lace. That's really what I need to do. And I know. I've promised a tutorial as well, and it just hasn't happened yet. Add it to the list. But that's beautiful.
Thanks.
I took us way down a rabbit hole. But
That's all right. It looks way better framed because remember I used kind of a reject piece of linen and it had a big blob on it.
Oh, that's right.
I brought it in and I'm sure she thought, oh goodness, she
What are
wants
you gonna
this
do with
framed.
that?
Yeah, but it looks way better.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Thanks.
Woo,
So I'm
beautiful.
pleased with those. So those are my FFOs. Not that I did too much with that. I brought this up
I
for
love
my
that.
workspace because I did this 2 years ago. It is again, it's a Jacob chart, and
It's beautiful. I love that design.
I did it with 2 or 3 strands
Yeah.
of DMC, 3 strands of DMC on
14 count.
14 count.
It's
with
like
Charles
an
Craft,
oatmeal,
Charles Craft in
Ada,
the tube.
yeah.
Um,
It's so pretty.
I like it. It's
Yeah.
really chunky. And
It's
I imagine
rustic and-
if you did this like 1/2 on 40 count, it would just be, you could probably do a little ornament or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to
Your floss that's the closest to that red is Lucille.
Yes.
So if you're looking
Yeah.
for a Christmas Roxy Floss Co. red,
Yeah.
Lucille would be your bet. Inappropriate has a little bit more blue in it.
So
But those are the bright reds.
Today, Kerri would do this on like a really dark mottled linen.
Today's Kerri.
But you know what I'm going to do? Well, I'm going to do this. 'cause I
Today's
just-
Caroline thinks yesterday's Kerri did a really nice job.
So I'm just going to like do a long hem stitch just on the machine. And then on Amazon, I bought those magnetic poster hangers.
Yeah.
So I'll put one at the top, one on the bottom, and I'm just going to hang it on the wall.
Easy peasy.
I'm not going to sell an organ to have this framed.
Yeah, so again, that's another chart we don't have physical copies of. You can get the PDF in Jacob's shop.
Yeah.
But the one chart that we do have that I love.
Yeah.
This is the I think it's called Holiday Town is the name of the chart. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll link to it in the description box below as well.
And I love the pops
Yeah,
of red.
yeah. So this was stitched with dark sage. Dark sage is the main floss on porcelain linen, and I think it's 32. Yeah, 32 count porcelain linen. And then pops of Lucille were added in. And my friend Neil stitched and framed it. I love
awesome.
this chart.
I love the frame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very classy.
Love it. Okay, let's see if I
Do
can
you,
get
are
it
you
back on
like
the wall.
want, well, I know that you're doing the countdown, but I
Do
think
wanna
I,
stitch all the Christmas things?
all the Christmas
All
things.
of it.
All of it.
Oh, come on.
That's all right. Here's hoping for the best.
Stand by. Edit.
There we go.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
All right. We're recording again?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's so
So-
pretty.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So,
Oh, I hadn't seen that started yet. Oh.
So I have a new start, and I'm gonna actually shout out my cousin Suzanne. She'll be all pleased. I mentioned her. So my cousin Suzanne,
That's beautiful.
is very into genealogy, and she has done a deep dive on our family history. So I was quite blown away, but I did purchase this chart from
Papillon Creations.
Papillon Creations.
I love
think
their
they were
charts.
in France. I'm assuming they were in France. Mary, Queen of Scots, and so this was the new start
Let me
for
just.
me.
I'm just gonna bring that a
Oh,
little
yeah.
closer. Look at that design. Oh, it's gorgeous. What a stunner.
So I started this on dirty
Porcelain. We don't have a linen called just dirty.
with Falu red, 1/2.
Kerri, that is stunning.
I am in
Oh
love.
my gosh.
Look at that very
40
variegation.
count. Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, porcelain is our lightest. Dirty porcelain takes it up a notch. And then panettone.
So a little bit of a start. One of those things where you just can't even wait, right?
And I gotta tell you, there is a darker linen coming.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good. Stand
So-
by.
So that's that.
That's amazing. That is beautiful.
Thank you. There is going to be a video about my start and stop. There was a lot of comments about how I start
Oh,
and
yes,
stop.
yes.
And why all of my stitching looks like
Okay,
parking
yeah,
threads.
so pin stitch. Many of you asked, because Kerri and I had a discussion in the last video about how she starts and stops her threads. A discussion ensued, light bulbs went off, but we only were talking about it with words and no visuals.
And we're so good with words.
We're not. Kerri has actually recorded a little video. I'm going to put that video, I'm going to insert that video here in just a couple of minutes. So don't worry. Those of you, all of you who have been asking for a visual representation of what the heck she was talking about, it's coming in a few minutes. But that's why her pieces look the way they do.
Yeah. So I did a little bit of work on There's Always Room, Ellen's chart, which is available on Caroline's website. And that's coming along nicely.
Yeah, you've done.
Loving
Oh,
that
it's
roof.
beautiful.
Loving the roof.
Let me just move there. Ooh, look at those colors.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a lot of fun. I really, really like
Floss
it.
pack for that. It's just a stunner.
Yeah.
Stunner.
So I didn't get as much done on that.
That's a 40 count piece.
Yes,
Yeah, 40 count porcelain.
Yep. And that's the size of it. And then I think halfway through the roof is your midway point,
Yeah.
your vertical midway point. So it's manageable.
Practically finished.
Practically finished. Oh no, that's what's going to happen here. So, actually, I'll show you this.
Okay.
So this is why I didn't get as much done because I went through a couple rabbit holes. Oh no, I'm still deeply
I
buried
didn't
in
even know that you'd start. Like, when did you start that?
it. The day after our last Flosstube. So this is 4 nights stitching.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
You were obsessed.
I was obsessed with this. Yeah, it was like 4 evenings, but my evenings, like my stitchy evenings, are like 5 or 6 hours, right? I'm in my pajamas and stitching in my chair at
Oh,
5:30.
really?
So, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's so nice.
Again, all these Oh, that's not even attached. Oh yeah,
Yes,
it is. Okay.
You're good. So.
Oh.
Start over.
Okay. Do I have to say that again?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm all.
Okay.
All right. For last Christmas, that seemed very abrupt when I started. Last Christmas, they gave me a Mirabilia.
Oh,
The very
God.
next day, I put it away. Oh, there's an outtake.
This year, I brought it out again and put in my special stitches.
That's very
there
good.
you go.
And you can tell who has the music background. Okay, last Christmas, my this is ridiculous. We're done now. Last Christmas, my husband and my daughter, my youngest daughter, bought me a Mirabilia, and I started it this Christmas because I felt a little bit bad, and I am hooked.
Yeah.
I'm hooked.
It's beautiful.
So this is Cathedral Woods Goddess.
Amazing.
And I love
incredible.
her. There's like that silk, that water lilies.
Water lilies? Yeah.
And there's Krynic. Is that right?
Yep. Good job.
And DMC, and I stitched her on. Oh, and this is an upcoming new linen, maybe if Caroline wants it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of a grayish.
It's cooler.
Yeah.
It's cooler than the Panettone.
And this really isn't doing it any justice. You can't really tell
Yeah.
what this is. So I'm still working on it. I think I might make it a little bit darker, or there might be two versions of it. One a little more modeled and this one that's a little flatter.
That's beautiful.
So anyways, really like, oh, and this has cat fur on it too. Weird.
Wonder how that happened.
So I
That's
love her.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, deep
So
rabbit
hole number 1.
Yeah. And the benefit of dyeing your own floss is that you can do full coverage in overdyed.
Because you've got lots of it.
I got lots of it. So I'm only going to do it with
This
one.
is ridiculous.
This is okay. Just a second. Should I show the chart first?
Yes.
Okay. I brought my iPad.
I mean, ridiculous in a good way.
Yeah. So I might have started 4 full coverages in the last week.
Yeah.
Which.
Like, are you coming to work today, Kerri?
So I saw this as a finished piece on
Hysterical, this piece.
in London.
Yeah,
In
at-
Stitch in London.
Get the retreat in
Yeah.
the UK.
And the thought did cross my mind to maybe like 5-finger discount it. I was like tempted to walk out with it.
It was really an amazing finish. Like
Yeah.
whoever, do we know who stitched it?
I don't know. The
The finished design was so good.
Yeah. So I hunted down the chart right there.
Turn your iPad.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that. Isn't that funny?
How adorable. I am a sucker for animals wearing clothes.
Yeah.
I would never do it in real life. I would never dress up my animals.
I would never dress up your,
No.
never say never.
Yeah, but this is hilarious. I like photoshopped animals
That's
wearing
really
clothes.
good. So,
So,
bought the chart.
Okay, actually, I'm going to go back to this because the background called for DMC, and I don't know the number, but it called for DMC Winter White.
Yeah.
And I have almost the whole collection of DMC at home, but I don't know where that Winter White was. So I used Betty White.
Okay.
I used my Betty White. So that's what 1,000 stitches of white on white looks like. You can't see that. Well, I guess you can a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 1,000 stitches.
And it's 25 count.
Easy grid, which I sure am hoping that those grids marks will come out because you can see them through.
Yeah.
But I think it would be nice because the variegation in it adds some visual interest anyways instead of just flat.
Not the grids, the floss.
Right. Right. So yeah. Anyways, I'm almost done that.
Practically finished.
Practically finished.
Yeah, that is real. That's a big one.
It is.
That's a big piece.
Yeah.
But you know,
Well, I don't think
whatever.
it is. It's 187,000.
A mere
That'd be good.
trifle. A mere trifle.
The other one full coverage that I
The
started.
other full coverage. Okay, so there's the other full coverage that you started. Was that the little biscuit eating
No.
animal?
No, I haven't actually started that one. I don't know how to get back out of here now. This one's,
Yeah.
I just bought this
Yeah.
one. I'm totally doing this.
So this is by Contemporary Cross Stitch. Look at how sweet.
What is it? Custard cream?
Oh my
Oh.
good gravy. That
Again.
is adorable.
A guinea pig wearing a sweater.
Wearing a sweater, eating a little cookie. I mean, even his little feet sticking out.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And there's a whole series. So he's eating, what are those, the round cookies with the jelly?
oh yeah. I know which ones you mean.
So there's one of those, and then there's one eating a donut, a pink frosting donut.
It's adorable.
And then I might have started this one too.
So this is the one you've started. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
This is a biggie.
So this is a Heaven and Earth design.
550 by 773.
So I'll give you the name of the chart in a minute. Look at that. That's so fun. This is the one with the snowman. I love those buildings, how they, like the Heaven and Earth designs, because they're so massive and you can get such detail on them. The colors are just phenomenal. They look like paintings when they're done.
Yeah.
How fun. Okay, so the title of this one
Christmas
is
Lane.
Christmas Lane. And it's by, the artwork is Donna Gelsinger.
Yeah.
Chart design by Michelle Sayeda. Heaven and Earth
And I
Designs.
think maybe Emporium is spelled wrong.
IMPORIUM.
Is it not EM?
Oh. Huh.
Because I know that that's going to bother me, so I might have to just fix that.
Good
I don't know.
question.
Is there a difference between...
Emporium and Emporium?
I don't
That
know.
might be a British American thing.
Maybe.
Possibly. I don't know, actually. That's a
Maybe.
good question. I don't know. I'm sure somebody will tell us.
Yeah.
Or we can look it up.
Or please do. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
That's it.
The only other stitching I brought to share, and I do love this, I will admit. So this is my Halsingland Blommer, and you will recognize maybe nothing about this because it doesn't look at all like what Jacob has charted. He charted this on a white background with red floss because it's a Swedish Halsingland Blommer. It's a Swedish flower. And I'm stitching mine on a one-of-a-kind Roxy Floss Co. green, bright green linen. I guess it's not bright green, but it's pretty darn green. 28 count, and I'm using Pippi and South Beach are my colors. And I've done a lot since the last time. I don't think I've ever shown it here on this Flosstube, but I've shown it on my other Flosstube, the one that I do all by myself. And all of this in the middle is new.
Yeah.
And
It looks very, very,
that's
very
the
good.
halfway point. I've got just a few more stitches to do in here to make it completely half done. So this is, I'm stitching this, I chose this particular combination. Let's see if I can get a better representation of the color. That's pretty good,
Yeah,
eh?
that is good. Yeah.
I chose these colors in particular because I have a couch that's a dark khaki green, like Belsnickel, in my living room, and this looks amazing on it. So this is a couch cushion specifically for my living room. My living room is full of color. We love color. We're a family of color happy people. We're not minimalists when it comes to color. The more color, the better. And this is just gonna fit in beautifully. So,
That's nice. Now, when that becomes a cushion, is it going to go into a clear plastic bag?
no.
No.
Mm-mm.
People will be able to use it?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
mean I have, we have two, like, the things that we have in our home are not like,
Precious.
no, and
Okay.
we're not like, the ornaments on the tree are not new every year. We're using the kids' ornaments from
Yeah.
20 years ago, and everything is handmade or homemade or old or mismatched and memories, right?
Yeah.
So the cushions on our couches are, there's a Baltimore Ravens pillow because it was a cross stitch that was done by
Oh,
a
I remember
viewer. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. And so that's on our couch, as well as a knit pillow that I did a few years back, it was Quince & Co yarn, and it was a Quince & Co pattern, and that was so much fun to knit that pillow. And it gets tossed, like it's been on the floor more times than, you know, the dog sleeps on it. And I'm like, you know, could we maybe try to not let the dog sleep on it? So no, it's not precious. It will get well used. And there's hand knit blankets and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're remembering, I said we were going to circle back to happy dyeing accident, because this green linen was a very happy accident. Kerri was trying to dye peanut brittle.
And guess what? It didn't turn out.
It didn't turn out. And she brought like 8 yards of 28 count, and she said, do you want it? And I said, yeah, I want it. I know what I can do with that. I think it was like 5 yards, but still, it was not peanut brittle, but still, just because it wasn't what it was supposed to be doesn't mean that it wasn't amazing. And it is amazing, and I love it. Okay, so the same thing happened. We need blank slate. We are out of 28 count blank slate. Kerri is dyeing in a different place. The water is different. The recipe has not reacted here the same way it did at your home studio. So she brought this linen upstairs, and she says, here you go, here's blank slate. I said, that's not blank slate. Here it is. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
It is gorgeous, but it is much more denim-y than blank slate. Blank slate is a much brighter blue. This is a warm, mellow denim blue.
Yeah.
And then this morning, when I brought my Halsingland Blommer in, I thought, you know, I immediately want to stitch another one on it. And usually, I don't have time to stitch all the things that I see. And that's my favorite thing to do. I see linen, I see floss, I see a chart. I'm like, that would look good with that, and that would look good with that, and I want to do that, I want to do that, and there's too much. I don't have enough time. So this is when I get to put together curated kits in the shop. I have 2 yards of 28 count, I have 2 yards of 32 count, so I can make 8 kits of each count. And this is really Great Lakes and Oyster. So if you're not into the wild, bright colors, and you're more of a subtle fan of color palette and you love blue, particularly a denim-y blue, we're gonna put these in as curated kits in the shop for this chart. Halsingland Blommer, that chart. Now, Halsingland Blommer is charted for only one color. So I will put up, we'll add in a photo or something on the listing, or you can just, you know, what I'm doing is I'm just adding in pops of the accent color wherever I feel like it. I've actually highlighted my chart where in my brain where I see the highlighted color, but I may change some things as I go. We've done the floss packs to reflect that the blue is the main color. It is 2 strands over 2 because it's 28 count and 32 count, and then 3 skeins of floss for the accent color.
Really
It's
nice.
Gorgeous.
Really nice.
So the pillow, the design size on a 28 count is 13.5 inches square, which means 32 count will be 12.5 inches square. But you've got a wide quarter of fabric. So your whole pillow, I mean, you can have lots of fabric border around the front. So those will be in the shop by the time this video is up. And again, I only have 16 kits total of this linen. Until the next time we have a happy accident. I love it when you play with stuff because it's so fun for me to get to be able to dream what I would stitch with it. It's really, really fun. You make nice stuff.
Oh, thank you.
You do.
Thank you.
So this, as of yet, Kerri says she thinks she can recreate
I'm pretty
this.
sure I can.
Just go for
pretty
blank slate.
Yeah.
But for now, it's not named. It doesn't have a name. It'll just be in the curated kits as a one of a kind. 28 count and 32. And that's it.
Hi everyone, it's Kerri here from Roxy Floss. Our last Flosstube 2 weeks ago. There were quite a few comments from people asking for a visual how I start and stop my threads. So I really have no business doing a tutorial because I'm sure there are a lot more experienced people out there. But as I explained, I don't often flip my work to get to the back side. I do everything from the front, and I'm going to show you what I do. So I do have a piece of 28 count linen in a wooden embroidery hoop in my Lowry stand, so it might bounce a little bit. I hope it's not going to be a problem. And I'm stitching with 2 strands of thread. It's just what was on my desk, so no judgment for my color combinations here. So I do have a waist knot in this length of floss. I don't always use a waist knot. I guess it depends on my mood and how aggressive I'm stitching that day. I don't know. So I come in just to how you do a waist knot. Decide where I want to start. Let's say I want to start here, and this would be the center of my stitch. So I come up through the center, go down through what I would call 1, your bottom left, come back up through 3 and go back down through the center. At that point, that stitch it's locked in there. If I didn't have a waist knot, obviously you would be able to tell that it's secure and you could feel confident with that. Just trust me, it's secure. You know what, I'm just going to backtrack a bit, and I want to pay kudos to Shiloh of Cross Stitch MD, X Stitch MD on Instagram, because I believe I learned this method from her at the beginning of her Flosstube journey. So I may have modified it a little bit to suit me, but yeah, I just want to shout out her. All right, so we've got our bottom leg, or in my case, my bottom leg, because this is how the method that I stitch, and then I go into number 4 and do my top leg, go down at 2. So I'm just going to do a row of like 4 stitches here. I'm all nervous, so I'm a little bit shaky, and I don't really like the tension on my linen at the moment. I like my linen that I can bounce a quarter off of it. Also, don't judge my nails. It's December 7th, so they're a little crazily painted right now, and my hands have been in chemicals all day, so they're probably looking a little rough. So there we go. We've got a short little row. Now I'm gonna finish. So what I do is the exact opposite of how I started. So I come in through 4, so I'm in essence doing my top leg first, come across to 2, then I come up, and then I'm going to find the middle. I'm just doing like a modified pin stitch. I come in underneath that leg. You can feel when the needle hits that center hole. Come up through 3, and then you're going to come in through the center again, and then I'll just, I don't know, I pick at it with my nail to make it look fancy. So at this point, I will just take my thread and I'll just come out, I don't know, maybe ½ an inch. You can get real crazy and wild and go a full inch, but ½ an inch, 4 or 5 stitches, and I take my thread out. Sorry, I bring my needle to the front of the linen, and then I will cut that off. No flipping my work. So at this point, I've got another needle. So I would come to just off to the side of my work, get that tail held down a bit. Whoops, and I didn't put a waist knot in that time. So I'll just hold that off to the side. I'll come in through the center. At this point, I bring my bottom hand up to the top until that thread tail is secured. And you can see it's moving a little bit, so I'll just keep using my right hand, my bottom hand, until I feel confident that it's secured. And I am pretty confident at this point. So then I come up to finish that stitch, get that tail out of the way, and basically I'm just I'm covering up that tail with I'm at a bad angle, I can't see what I'm doing. I'm just covering up that tail with these crosses. So, and then that in essence makes everything neat and tidy. I'll just park that for a second. I'll cut that nice and close to my linen. Sometimes I'll just take my needle and drag it across the back to get rid of that little pokey tail that was showing on the front. And I continue on my merry way. Oh, come on, Kerri. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to finish this by doing my top leg first. Coming in through 1, finding that center hole, going down, coming up through 3, finding the center hole again, and coming down. Now, if I'm using 1 strand and I'm on 36 count, say, I'm not always as confident. So sometimes the first 2 stitches I'll start how I do, and the last 2 stitches I'll end like I do. And I haven't had a problem yet, although I have to say that with everybody's comments, I started having nightmares about looking at my finished work and all the ends popping. I know that they aren't, but you guys got me real paranoid. So here I am. I'm gonna bring my needle up to the front of the linen and cut my tail. That's it. I'll deal with it later. If I get to a point where I'm not covering up that thread on the bottom with more crosses on the top, I'll just trim it up, and before it goes to framing or finishing, I'll flip over my work and trim things up. I don't trim them up tight. I usually leave, I don't know, I'm gonna say 3/8, 1/4 inch of a tail, just so that there's a little bit of tension on those pin stitches, because I have been caught trimming them too close, like leaving 1/8 of an inch, and they will loosen up. So if you like super neat backs, then this probably isn't the method for you. You should probably keep going with your weaving and your ends if you like things nice and tidy. I don't actually care. So that's it. I hope this was helpful. Give it a try. It's really nice not having to flip your work. It all depends on what you're doing. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for putting up with this poor quality video. Bye.
Okay, so I think, oh, I didn't show Hibernation Day.
Oh yeah.
Gotta show you that. I did show this on my Flossmas videos, but I haven't given you guys
Oh,
an
wow.
update.
You've done a lot.
See? Look.
It looks so good.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
I love it. It's so bright and happy.
Mhm.
So I'm almost done my trees. They're fun to stitch.
They look fun.
I had to rip out a lot of the houses up here. I made
Oh,
a
dear.
really big counting error up there. So this is my own floss conversion to Kerri's floss. It is available as a floss pack in the shop along with panettone linen. We are offering this as a special cut size because it is very, very thin and very long. So it works out to be 1/6 of a yard in the 36 and the 40 count, and it's bigger, it's slightly bigger for the 28 and the 32 count, but Daniel has he's got his charts and he knows how to cut the linen, so these are special sizes, panettone.
I love this pop
Isn't it
of
pretty?
white. And then it's going to be in the top border.
I think so.
And then just little pops
Yeah.
here and there.
The roof,
Yeah.
and I think, I can't off the top of my head, I can't, but the red, it's
Yeah.
just so good.
Yeah.
That's no, that's Merlot. That is Merlot.
If I can spend curled.
I know. It used to just say if I curled.
Oh, right.
My friend Gwyneth is a curler, which is, my hair keeps popping up in this one. It's like, if you have curly hair and you have one curl in particular that is very, you can feel it.
Oh,
Like you can feel it on the top of your head.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
Waiting to spring.
Anyway, hibernation day. Yeah, really love it. I know, I just want to stitch all the winter things. I want to, I need to get back to Kelly, Cosford Rye Stitchery's Happy Christmas.
Oh, such a beautiful chart.
Yeah. Bart Dunn, my Be Merry All. I've started putting in the secondary color into the word Christmas in the bottom, and it's so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty. I'm going to be working on that a lot this weekend.
Oh, that's good.
We have a lot of stitching time this weekend because we have friends who are going to be here, and we have a few stitching hours planned together. I'm sure we'll maybe get some takeout and have some fun.
I'd like to have my full coverage Christmas village done for Christmas.
That may be
That's
a
not
little
gonna
bit
happen.
unattainable.
Yeah,
but, you know,
I don't even think it'll be done for next Christmas.
I would say probably not.
Oh, I did the math. It's not going to be done for next Christmas. I'd have to do 1,000 stitches a day.
Holy cow!
No, more than that. 1,500 stitches a day.
Yeah,
It's almost 500,000 stitches. Ridiculous.
that's big.
That is big.
That's big, but oh, so beautiful.
Yeah.
But the joy in those is actually watching them come to life,
Mhm.
right? Like it's for me, those kinds of projects, they're not about the finish. I mean,
No.
the finish is good, the finish is amazing, but it's the working on it.
Yeah.
And watching it grow and come to life is incredible. Love that.
Yeah, honestly, I don't
Yeah.
really care if it's ever done, but it's good.
Okay, well, I think that's it.
Okay.
We better wrap it up. We better
Yeah.
say goodbye. And we'll be back with another Between Two Whips, which we don't have our ferns here today.
you know what? I
Yeah,
meant
we
to do
forgot
that
them.
and- yeah.
We're in the front room today instead of the back room because we're getting ready for the open house. The room that we record in normally that's where all of the individual floss colors are going. They're all being alphabetized in that back room. So
It's a very happy room.
it is. It's so good. And all of
love
our
it.
bags are in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful room.
Good.
We'll show you around in 2 weeks. Okay,
Okay.
that's it. Have
See
a
you
great
later.
couple of weeks. Happy stitching,
Bye.
everybody. Take care.